Modern Alchemy, episode number
57.
You did remember the number.
I did.
Today we're going to start a new topic, the Hermetic Law of Vibration. I don't know, have we talked about hermetics at all, Bersabeh, in past episodes?
This whole time, yeah.
Well, we have. Yes, you're correct. But have we actually used the term hermetics?
No.
No. We've been talking about alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
So how does hermetics apply to alchemy?
How does hermetics apply to alchemy? Hermetics is the breakdown of how everything in this universe works.
Correct. And who is the creator of Hermes? Hermes Trismegistus, which means 3 times great. Hermes created alchemy, and hermetics is the foundation of all alchemy. It's the foundation of Kabbalistic training, all the mystical traditions. And so we want to talk about one of the Hermetic laws in this episode and in a couple of episodes, actually. And I want to start off with a quote from Hermes, which states, "He who understands the law of vibration has grasped the scepter of power. He who understands the law of vibration has grasped the scepter of power." It's pretty powerful. Now, I got to say, it's a little unfortunate that we have to use the term vibration in today's world because, unfortunately, it's been very bastardized and so often misunderstood in many, many circles.
Yeah.
We can't tell you how many people say things like, "Oh, let's raise our vibration." But they have
Let's not do that.
Yeah, but they have no idea what that means and even less idea of how to make it happen. So let us promise you that this idea of the law of vibration is not some new age, so-called, whatever that is, or personal or spiritual development term. This is really hard-hitting science. And even physics talks about this, tells us that everything in this universe is comprised of what?
99.9% energy.
That's right, energy. And what does energy do, according to physics?
It moves.
It vibrates. It vibrates. Now, science has a different term that they use. Do you remember what that term is instead of vibration? It's not to the moon. It's frequency.
Frequency.
Yeah, how frequently do we need to talk about this? It's frequency. So anyway,
Pretty frequently.
Pretty frequently. So everything has a frequency.
Yes.
Does your house have a frequency?
Yes.
Does your car?
Yes.
Your body, your
Yes.
business,
Yes.
your bank
Yes.
account? Yes.
Yes.
The only difference, now get this one. The only difference between you, any of these material forms, house, car, body, business, bank account, is what? What's the difference?
The rate of the frequency.
That's right. The rate of vibration. That's the only difference. Everything in this universe is comprised of the same thing. Now, the only difference between you and any of these material things is also the frequency, but there's another component. Do you know what that is?
Of me?
Of you and your car.
Oh,
There's a different frequency, but there's also a difference in, hopefully,
awareness?
Awareness.
Consciousness.
Yeah, well, not
awareness.
Consciousness. We're going to draw a distinction on the difference between consciousness and awareness
It's like quiz day.
in just a moment. I know, and you're doing pretty well.
Thanks.
You're doing pretty well. Okay. So the difference between you and any other material thing is 2 differences: the frequency or the rate of vibration and the degree of awareness. Now, let's jump over to quantum physics for a moment. And the father of quantum physics' name is
Max Planck.
Max Planck. And what did he say?
He said the mind is the matrix of all matter.
That's right. See, pop quiz day, you're doing all right.
Doing pretty well.
Mind is the matrix of all matter. Matrix is another word for foundation. So this is a Nobel Prize winning father of quantum physics. So as we stated, this whole vibration topic, frequency topic, is hard-hitting science. And what he says is that mind is the matrix of all matter. So what that means, if you draw corollaries, is that when you change your mind, what do you change?
You change your world.
You change the world. You change all matter. Now, here's a distinction that we alluded to a moment ago that I'd like to define more fully. Everything is consciousness. According to quantum physics, according to every spiritual tradition, everything comes from the same thing. But not all conscious entities are aware. You mentioned awareness earlier. What's the difference between being conscious and being aware?
It's being aware of your surroundings. Yeah.
So is a rock conscious according to science?
No, if everything is consciousness, then everything is conscious.
So a rock would be conscious then.
Right.
Right. So a plant, a tree, everything is conscious, but is it aware? That's the question. And that's where the ancient Sufi tradition says God sleeps in the rock, dreams in the plant, stirs in the animal, and
awakens in man.
Hopefully.
Possibly.
Hopefully. It's not guaranteed. But hopefully you have more awareness than these other material things, but it's all consciousness. Now, while there's so many things that we could talk about with regard to this topic, and we're going to talk about this for a couple of episodes, everything is not conscious. How do we become, or everything is conscious, rather, everything's not aware. How do we become more aware? What do we have to do to become more aware?
You have to notice more.
You have to notice more. If you want to know more, you have to notice more. We have to clean up. We have to grow up. And we have to wake up. Those are really the only three reasons that you're here, whether you're consciously aware of that or not. We have to clean up, we have to grow up, and we have to wake up. And while the Mysteries calls this conscious substance spirit, if you look at the mystical traditions, they call it spirit. Science calls it energy. Exact same thing. Now, there are a lot of things we could talk about regarding spirit or energy today, but the one thing you must realize, and this is something you maybe are hearing for the first time. So many people tell us and say to others that they want to be spiritual.
True.
So what do you have to do to be spiritual? If the Mysteries call this driving life force spirit, and science calls it energy, what does it have to do? You stated this earlier. What does energy always do?
It's moving.
Spirit always moves. And so
you have to live.
You have to live. You have to move. You can't be sedentary.
Yes, being spiritual is living your physical life.
Fully.
Yeah, that's being spiritual.
Fully and completely, right? Yes. And so because energy and spirit vibrates, you must move. We'll talk more on that a little bit later. But here's what we'd like to ask you to consider for today. How much are you physically moving on a daily basis? Because if you want to have more energy, if you want to have more, or we could call that spirit, then you have to be a vehicle for that, which means you have to be moving.
Yes.
Hopefully that makes sense to you, and hopefully it's valuable to you. This topic is broad and deep, and we'll continue it in our next episode.
Yes, we will.
Thank you so much for a couple moments of your day. God bless you.
Thank you for being here.
Lots of love. We'll see you next week.
Bye.